The community is coming together to help a former assistant principal and football coach who's been sidelined after a life-altering accident.
Yeah, WBTV's Erica Lunsford shares what happened and how you can help. She has the story tonight from Morganton.
You're a winner. I mean, that's the way it is. You know, if you're a winner, you just keep going.
Surrounded by loved ones, Ralph Collette is thankful to be alive after a normal Sunday morning in February quickly changed his life.
Bent down to pick up a towel, and evidently I had vertigo, and I passed on, and I just passed over from that vertigo, injured my neck. It must have been an awkward fall.
After the fall, Collette says he could not move from the neck down, so he laid on his bathroom floor for hours until his nephew came to his rescue.
I injured my vertebrae, my first and fourth vertebrae in my neck, suppressed my nerves.
Known as a coach to some and assistant principal to students at Freedom High School in Morganton, his perseverance and encouragement still impacts them now.
You know, a lot of times people don't have the fathers or the father figures or the big brothers, and Coach Collette was all of that to everyone.
He told me, no, you got to keep going. You need to finish school. So even if I got to pick you up and take you to school. I thought he was kidding until I hear a honk at the driveway and he's waving at me and I'm literally still in bed.
After hearing about the accident, former students and colleagues are rallying behind him in hopes he will be able to walk again.
And I'm still in prayer about that. And so, you know, I'm just always thinking that, you know, I'm going to get that phone call like he calls me on the regular now. Hey, let's get together, let's get up, and let's keep moving.
It really, really surprised me how many people have came to my age, and I appreciate it, and it surprised me so much. They bought me a van, and that really, truly surprised me.
We'll have how you can help Mr. Collette on our website at WBTV.com. Reporting in Burke County, Erica Lunsford, WBTV on your side.